Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our 9 month around the world adventure. And today we're in beautiful Portofino, Italy, where we find a charming little secret we're going to share with you.
Welcome to Living Phase 2.
Hi, I'm Mike,
And I'm Nancy, and we're empty nesters striving to live life to the
and we're
fullest.
living that full life aboard Royal Caribbean's 9 month ultimate world cruise on Serenade of the
We
Seas.
are, well, friends, we're up to day 206 of our 274-day adventure here.
hmm
And today we're in Portofino, Italy. Now, Portofino is on the northwest coast of Italy. We're north of Cinque Terre now. And Portofino happens to be a tender port, meaning that our cruise ship is unable to dock directly in the town of Portofino. And so we have to take a small tender boat from the ship into town.
And this also is our last stop in Italy.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yep.
Italy's been beautiful.
On to France tomorrow. So, yeah. Well, a couple of things to note about Portofino and about this area of Italy, especially if you're on a cruise ship. We mentioned this last time. There's two places. If you want to visit the beautiful five towns of Cinque Terre, there's two ways you can get there. One is from the Porto Carrera. However, many people use the Porto Carrera to get to Florence, to Pisa, to
Right.
those areas. But however, since we'd visited those previously, we utilized that port to go to Cinque Terre. And Carrera actually is closer to Cinque Terre. Now, Portofino is on the north side of Cinque Terre, and it's about an extra 30 to 50-minute drive to get to the first most northern town of Cinque Terre. So if you're going to go from there, it is a little bit further. But if you're trying to maximize what you're seeing, you might use Carrera to visit Pisa and Florence, and then use Portofino to visit Cinque Terre. And quite a few people do that. Now, a little word of caution that we mentioned last time, we did have some friends that attempted to visit Cinque Terre by boat from Portofino. However, the weather wasn't great, and they ended up not being able to visit just because of the waves. They were also on a very small boat, a private boat, and it couldn't make it down there. So you always want to look at the weather. You want to look at what's happening, and just keep all that in mind, because
Right.
you don't want to miss
They
Cinque
were
Terre.
very disappointed.
They were.
So.
But our tender made it in fine from the ship. In fact, there was even a little bit of question if our tenders would come in today,
Right.
because
There's a little
a little bit
rainy,
of
little
rainy, little
drizzly.
waves, a little bit of wind, but tenders made it in just fine.
Now, Portofino is really a small little town here, and there's not a whole lot to do, but we use GPS My City, and so we decided to do a little bit of hiking here to visit the different places. So, pro tip, I was glad once again that I had brought my hiking poles because things are kind of up and down. But the first place that we went to was a lighthouse that we hiked to.
We walked all the way out to the end of the peninsula. And again, just gorgeous views. You almost feel like you're walking through people's backyards. Well, you really kind of are through
Or
this hiking trail. And the wonderful landscaping,
the
gardens, the
flowers, very
flowers.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice. But we made it out to the lighthouse. You get a great view of the bay from there. Actually, at the lighthouse, there is a small restaurant. There's a little cafe there. You can get a cup of coffee or a drink, and you can sit and enjoy the views there. We did, just kind of enjoyed ourselves out there a little bit, and then we hiked back. Now, on that trail, you're going to walk by what's called the Brown Castle. That's one of the, I hate to use the term major sites. It's one of the,
Something you could
it
tour
is
through.
something you could tour. That it is a castle that's up on the hill. You get a nice view. They've have some antique furniture. It's set up in there a little bit. We decided to forego doing that today. We've seen quite a few castles here recently, and just really we're trying to make this a relaxing day. But then that's where we found
Spiaggia del
Spiaggia.
Oliveto.
Spiaggia del Oliveto.
And that's a little trail that just veered off as we were coming back into town from the lighthouse. It veers off to the right and then goes down to a little grotto area in the ocean.
Yeah, it was just gorgeous. In fact, this is where we were somewhat regretting that we didn't have our swimsuits. And in fact, here's a pro tip. And if you do go to Portofino, you're just going to spend a quiet day there. Here's what we recommend: get you a little bit of bread, meat, cheese, a bottle of wine. Bring your swimsuits and a couple towels, and work your way down here to this cove, to this little grotto that you can find, and just you could spend several hours down there just relaxing. When we first walked down, there was one person, and I think they had their daughter. There was two people down there. They left just as we were coming in, and we had the whole grotto to ourselves. We were there maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. A boat pulled up, and it looked like people on a tour, and their tour guide took them from a boat,
Snorkeling a little
and they
bit.
snorkeled in there, and they came up on the beach for a few minutes. Just a wonderful, quiet, secluded little area. So we can't recommend enough to go to this little area and just spend a quiet time there.
But do wear your water shoes because
Yes.
there are rocks.
It is rocky. It's not a beach, it's a rock beach, so you want to be sure to do that. But I think that would be, if I could pick, if we ever were on a cruise coming back and it stopped in Portofino, that's what we'd do. Bring a picnic down here to this little secluded cove and just spend the
It was
afternoon
lovely.
there. Right.
Absolutely lovely.
Well, we hiked back in from there into town.
And while we were in town, we walked up the little hill to the Church of St. George. It was a sweet little church.
Yeah, this is probably one of the two attractions, right? You got the Round Castle and the Church of St. George. And it was really nice, beautiful view. One little tip here, go to the left of the church when you're there, and around back is the cemetery. And some beautiful views from there. It's a very interesting cemetery to see as well. And then on the left side, you also get a beautiful view of the bay from up there. And then go to the right side, and you get an open view of the ocean and then the cliffs and the walls there. So beautiful views there from St. George.
Well, and it's lunchtime now. We're with our friends, and one of the things that we wanted was pizza. But surprisingly, well, there was one restaurant that did serve pizza, and it was packed. We would have had quite a wait. But the other restaurants there did not serve pizza until dinner time.
Right. There were signs up that said no pizza until dinner, no pizza till 4 o'clock. And this is not the only place we've seen this in Italy.
Surprised.
Yeah, we're just kind of surprised that we just wanted something more simple for lunch like pizza, but they were kind of trying to steer people to the bigger, heavier lunches, and it's not really what we wanted. So after we had walked the town, our friends stayed in town, and they had kind of a makeshift lunch, right? They went to a deli and got some bread and meats and sandwiches
Which
and
would
things.
have been good.
Yeah, but we decided to just go ahead. It was kind of rainy and drizzly,
Drizzly, yeah.
and we took the tender back to the ship and decided to just have a little lunch on the ship. Now, talking about Portofino, we want to give you those high points that if you are on a ship or you just find yourself in Portofino, here are the top things that we think you should do. First of all, use it as a base of excursion for Cinque Terre. You know, if you haven't seen Cinque Terre, use this to get down there. However, do realize it is about an hour longer to get down there, as we mentioned before, but that is certainly worth seeing. The second is hiking. You can go, there's nice hiking trails. You can see we went for some beautiful walks, beautiful overviews. The next is it's a beach town. So in Portofino, there's many beaches you can go to. You can find resorts that have day passes for beaches. This is a nice thing to do there.
So really for the rest of the day, we just kind of relaxed on the ship. We've had so many port days where we've been off the ship, exploring, walking, hiking. We're tired. So it was a relaxation afternoon. But tomorrow we are going to Corsica, France.
That's right. So we're going to see the childhood home of Napoleon, and we get to go to the Napoleon Grotto. It's really, it was really a fun experience.
And you're not going to want to miss it. Again, we thank you for liking our videos, for subscribing, and we will be seeing you very soon. Have a beautiful day. Take care.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.